Hi, welcome to OMAT. Glad you're here. We're going to do the 8 exercises that I find essential. I've been studying improving my life for years now, and I've picked up tools and techniques that help me deal with my emotions, help me be productive, help me move forward. And a lot of the stuff that I learned throughout the years has been kind of like kindergarten phrases, stuff that I think I've heard before. Things like, uh, say what you mean what you say, don't say it mean. Or they're not doing it to you, they're just doing it. And so why does it all of a sudden help? And I think it's because it's a mindset. And I know we've heard that word a lot, and it sounds maybe a little naive, but what it is a shift. For example, I could just be mad at my job every day. I can go into work angry. I can think of work as a punishment. But who wants to work with me like that? I don't even want to work with me like that. Think about the things, the people and circumstances that inspire us when somebody shifts careers later in life and thrives because their mindset is, it's not too late for me. What else? People with mundane jobs who make their jobs and their lives more fun because they bring joy into it by shifting their mindset. I mean, we could think that life is difficult, challenging, mundane. We'd be right. We can also notice that life is abundant, it's beautiful, and it's meaningful, and we'd be right. So which one of those thoughts are useful? All right, let's get into our exercises. And these are the exercises, these are the tools that help me manage my life. And the first one, before we get into gratitude, we're going to get present here. Why? Because that's part of doing things better for me. If I am here present, I'm not thinking of what I'm going to eat later or what happened this morning. And then I can't be fully in the exercises that I have here. So let's get present. Maybe that means slowing down. Maybe it means getting into our first exercise of gratitude here. Now, why do we need to say thank you? We tell kindergarten kids, say thank you, right? It feels good. And it feels like if you get a thank you, I'm noticed. Oh, you noticed I did that. You noticed who I am. So saying thank you internally is noticing who you are, noticing that there are things to be grateful for. Let's practice in this state by looking for gratitude right now. Let's wrap for now, and we find our water. We use the water to help us transition because once I start doing something different, I'm already in a different place in my mind. So physical activity can shift the mindset as well. Let's go into meditation. So for 1 minute, we're going to interrupt our thoughts and say, I could think about that later. I'm going to control what I'm thinking now. And if you could think of nothing, fantastic. Most likely that's very difficult. So maybe we opt in to think about following our breath or being still. Let's be in control of where our mind is, shifting back when we lose it, sitting in any comfortable position, eyes opened or closed, breathe. As we come back, let's find our water. And here's a mindset example. We could think, oh, wow, I just lost an entire minute. I could have been productive. I could have finished this email. Or, wow, I just gained some space in my mind. I just gave myself a minute break and some control over my mind. Let's keep going. Let's write it down. Writing it down shifts the mindset a little bit as well. It is different up in your mind as it is different in your mind than on a piece of paper. So let's practice writing. Write anything, any word, one or more right now. Let's wrap for now. Finding the water. And moving along, even if we don't like what we wrote or we couldn't find something to write, we're going to practice moving away. And we're going to do some yoga. We're going to stretch whatever we can stretch, doing a sun salutation. Stand if you can stand, and inhale the arms up. Now, I am doing a physical activity, but it is my mind always moving my arms up, looking up. And have your mind tell your body to fold forward. And we're going to hang over our feet, rounding the back, bending the knees as much as you need, and halfway lift. Flatten the back, look up. Let's get into a high plank. Plant your palms down where they are. Step your feet back into a high plank, and then lower slowly all the way down to the ground. Once you're on the ground, push against the floor, and your chest comes up, your head comes up, look up. And let's change into down dog. Shift and hips up into an upside down V. Let's walk the feet forward from there and start rising up nice and slow, meeting the palms above the head, exhaling them down to the center of the chest. And maybe taking a deep breath in some water. We've warmed up our bodies. We had to make the decision. Every movement, although it was physical, was coming from our mind. So we continue to use our mind in this next physical pose. We're going to do a plank. Our body is nice and warm. We know how to convince ourselves to do useful things. So what do you need to convince yourself? Practice. What do you need to get into that plank pose? Do you like to yell at yourself? Is that where you are right now? Okay, gently talking to yourself, pretending you're not about to be in plank. Let's practice. Take an experiment on. Try speaking to yourself and see if it works. And let's get into that plank pose in 3, 2, 1. Up in the plank pose. If that's not what you're telling yourself, I'm telling it to you. See if your mind can listen to mine and get your body in that pose. That's 10 seconds in. Making sure that you're breathing. A lot of times we hold our breath when we're doing such challenging physical work. And that's 20 seconds. Now, your physical self can feel it, but your mind is putting some input here. What kind of language are you using for 30 more seconds? What is the useful language that will help you continue to meet this challenge? Now, we're not hurting ourselves, but can we stay up for 20 more seconds? Is it inspiring? If you had to come down off your plank, what's more inspiring than taking a deep breath, coming back up and joining for the final 10 seconds? Let's finish. As strong as our body and mind working together will allow for today, for 3, 2, 1, and you're done. Come down off your plank. That's what it looks like today. And let's take some water. Maybe stretch your way back. Take a few seconds, catch your breath, catch a little credit. Might not have wanted to do that, but you changed your mindset, you got into the pose. Whether you did or didn't, we're still moving along into this next exercise of procrastination. What can you possibly do? You can shift your mindset to look for a small task. Now, that might get my mind racing. I don't know what to do. There's only a minute. Slow down. That happens in the mind. We're not rushed. If it takes us 30 seconds to figure out what kind of task, that is part of it. But let's find and look for the smallest task we can take on right now. Let's wrap for now. For now, we're going to take some water and we're going to notice what it's like. We're just going to notice our mindset. What is it like when you ask yourself to do something? Do you start panicking? Do you need to get relaxed? Do you need to breathe for 10 seconds? We are learning about ourselves as we move along into connection, and maybe we might want to tell someone about ourselves. Hey, it's really hard for me to take my vitamin every day. I keep forgetting. How about you? A small little conversation starter, or maybe just a hello. Maybe we're looking for who to connect with for the entire minute, but let's look to connect. Let's see what we find right now. Let's wrap for now. Finding water. Finding that it's possible that trying to connect feels very awkward. Here's what we can do about it. Change your mind by changing your body. Dance it out. Have a dance party. Maybe you'll forget about it. Maybe for a moment you'll give yourself some relief in letting something go. But let's move. Let's jumping jacks. Let's walk around. Let's get our body in motion however we can. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Start moving your body in any way that it allows you to move. Exercise the parts that you get to have mobility in. That's 10 seconds. 10 seconds of celebrating that you get to move in this way. Let's put some energy into it. What do you have? That was 20 seconds. Now I know as we go along in physical activity and in mental activity, it gets more difficult as we continue. Let's see how we can meet that challenge for 30 seconds. What do we need to say to ourselves? How do we need to breathe? Maybe we can slow down our breathing for 20 seconds, even though we are building up that strength, moving whatever part of our body gets to move. And for 10 seconds now, let's finish as strong as our body and mind will allow for now, for today, for 3, 2, 1, and you're done. Thank you for being in this mindset for a few minutes. Thank you for taking OMAT.